can control Mercury. Mercury is still in our hand because that is the thoughts. So more of a logic, reasoning. Okay, but it is very difficult to control Moon because it is connected to the emotional part of our personality. We tend to get carried away. you know, even in the field of meditation, there are three main sectors. I want to say something about this because here you can relate with the moon part. It is said in the beginning stage, one has to be aware with our body. One has to clean our body. One has to make our body ready for the journey, for the big journey. Body plays a very important role. So all the kind of meditation, they start with the body. Various kind of cleaning process, various kind of therapies. So the first part is body. They are not touching the other part. Once body is ready, then we go a bit deeper. Then we start with the thoughts. That is Mercury. But the first part is body. Okay, that is soul, our sun, our energy, physical energy. Okay. So the second step is thoughts. Man, जिसको कहते हैं ना, mind. That is Mercury. So again, a lot of struggle we have to do with the thought process, with our reasoning, because we live in that sector. We are, this contemporary world is focused toward that aspect. Brain, analyzing, planning, calculation. So that is a secondary part, deeper realm of meditation. So it is said, first we have done with our body, then we have to start with mind. Once we are done with the mind, totally aware, all kind of cleaning, first the cleaning part and then the emptiness part. And the last and the most difficult part, heart, it is emotions. And that is the most difficult part, you know. And heart and the emotion does not listen to the mind or logic part. Even that brain is saying, oh, it is enough, no, you should not go for that, this is wrong, this is let this mind keep on shouting. So the last and the most important part, and which is the deeper core of our existence, is heart. That is moon. So one who is emotionally active in certain sector, all reasoning, all logics goes in vain. We are emotionally connected with our husband, wife, our children, our parents. So their reasoning, you know, when my mother died, so she was in hospital at the last stage, and she was on that ventilation, you know, that oxygen, the artificial oxygen. But still she was breathing, but using that artificial. So the whole family was gathered. And so my elder brother was telling me, even my father, so how long we should wait? She's almost gone. But I was not ready to detach her body with the artificial oxygen. I was not letting her go. Even my brain was convinced, now she's no more. Only because of that artificial oxygen that she is she's there. But so I had a quarrel with my brother and father. No, don't do anything. So for 5 hours, every whole family is gathered. So then I said, okay, you can go ahead and remove this artificial oxygen. I'm talking about this because our emotions are not convinced by logics. Logic is very systematic, very mathematics. We are always carried away by our emotions. So that is the most difficult part of our personality. And our whole life is based on that. We are standing on nerves, but we are living with emotions. But these things, the dreams, that imagination is all emotions. So this moon part is the most difficult part of astrology. And a very fragile planet, very delicate. In 8th house, they are very much concerned about the treasure of other people. Let it be in the form of money or knowledge. They are very much concerned about it. Emotionally connected. And I have told you that nitpicking and that baal ki khal nikalna, that is happening automatically. They are not doing it because they are emotionally connected. They are blind. They are blind. So there is a difference between Rahu and Moon. Rahu is overpossessed, crazy, crosses limit and boundaries. But Moon is emotionally connected. So they find themselves weak wherever the Moon is placed. That is something additional I'm saying. Wherever Moon is placed, we find in that house weak. If Moon is in 8th house, that we find that we are insecure, we are weak, we need certain help, we need certain guidance. We cannot go ahead with this energy alone. Okay, so that is the important thing about Moon in 8th house. And if you could manage with meditation and controlling the energy or just strengthening the Moon, then Moon is lot of help related to 8th house. Then depends upon the other planet. If there is a conjunction with other planet and the zodiac sign it is, things differ. But this is in general. Wherever Moon is placed, we feel insecure about that house. We feel weak in that house. Okay, dukti rag. That is the main thing about Moon. Yes, whole lifetime. Till we are connected with our body, mind and emotions. And these enlightened people, they have surpassed these 3 stages. They are beyond body, beyond mind and beyond emotions. They are capable of listening your sad or depressed situation, but they do not get carried away. So that is why these enlightened people, they are beyond these 3 realms. Okay. It's very difficult part, Moon. Our whole life is at toss because only for Moon. We cannot able to use even our strong planets in a best possible way, because if we are emotionally carried away, then what we will do? We will not eat food. Don't feel like we are in a shell. We are not able to come out of that shell. because of moon. Emotions. Moon in ninth house. Ninth house, again, these people are emotionally connected with a higher philosophy, higher ideology, long distance travel, their teachers, or with the religion. These people, the idol worshippers, they will cry in front of the idol of Lord Krishna, Rama. That emotional connection with their gurus, with their gods, with their higher education. With their philosophy, they are emotionally connected with their philosophy. They have their mindset and they want to just go ahead with that, and they are a bit insecure that nobody should create problem in their life. That is the main thing. But then again, things differ. I'm simply talking about moon alone. They will cry in front of their gurus. That kind of relationship with moon in ninth house. But again, that the things which I have told earlier, they become blind. Blind followers. They are blind followers of their ideology. Even if they are going through losses, they are blind followers of their philosophy with their gurus. They will not see beyond that sector. That blind following, is something very dangerous, because others can make misuse of you. That is the main problem. वो कहते हैं ना अंधभक्ति, अंधभक्ति. जो उन्होंने सोच लिया, अपनी एक आइडियोलॉजी सेट कर ली है, उसको लेके दे आर ब्लाइंडली फॉलोइंग इट. And blind following is not at all good. And there is a possibility of failure, 99%. Because you have shut down your system. Blind following means you have shut down your system. Now you are just like a dead body. You have stopped thinking. So this is a very problematic situation of moon. Moon in 10th house. These people are blind related to their business, job, work. Emotionally carried away. Excuse me. Somewhere I have read in the Lal Kitab, read book, कि भाई चंद्र 10वें में हो तो कुंडली अंधी हो गई. I was not convinced about that. कुंडली अंधी कैसे हो गई? But then with the live experience, the interaction of the with all kind of people, because whenever I interact, I I interact with that person personally, and along with that, his horoscope is also is there in my mind. So I'll just narrate you one of the incident. So there I realize, oh my God, कुंडली अंधी हो गई. कैसे अंधी होगी? चंद्र 10वें घर में. One of my friend, very good friend, we were just enjoying love affair kind of relationship, you know. So I do not have the website. So he has told me, don't worry, I have a website. You simply copy it. Take a help of anybody and just I'll give you all the data. You simply have to, he is into some other business. So he said that simply change the terminology, change the definition, change the text, and simply copy the format. So he was outspokenly and upfrontly, he was telling, do it, just do it, everything. So in the beginning stage, I couldn't find the right person for the website. And then I could, after a long time, I have told this person that, okay, this is the website of my person, my friend. You have to copy it the way he has been told me, you know? Copy it, but only you have to change the text. So he copied it. But the problem is that the person who was working on my website, he, for some period of time, he did not change the domain. I mean, some kind of link. For example, if the name of his website or the link or the domain of his website is certain thing, so he does not, he mingle up those two website and make it live. So this was a problem of website. I'm not technically that perfect. So he had made mistake. So this person who was telling me, you copy it. He said that I can see, he was sending me the screenshot that I can see my website going into your website or your website going into my website. He sent me a few screenshot. I was not aware, I don't know why, what is this? Then after a month or so, he had that video conference with me. He said this is the thing happening, and the person who is involved in your website making, he has done that blunder. So you talk to this fellow. So I organized a conference call. I am not aware about anything. I'm not a technical person. And this fellow who has been telling me that you just simply copy my website, he said for 1 month, I'm not getting queries, no clientation. This person, my friend, his all clients are foreigners, Westerners. Okay. And based on that website, he get inquiries and all that. So he's pissed off. He said that for last 1.5 month, I'm not getting any inquiry. So I organized a conference. So this website person, he said that first of all, he tell a lie that I have told these people that let's go for some different kind of format. Don't go for this format. So they forces me to follow this format only. First of all, I remained silent. I was listening. So this person, he has a thought in his mind that I've created a conspiracy. I've intentionally harmed his website. And he becomes my enemy. I tried to convince him, See, I'm such in love with you. Why should I? You have been helping me, supporting me. Why should I have done this thing? Why should I spoil your website? Everything is done by this website fellow. Why you are blaming me? But he becomes totally enemy. And even he's enemy till date. It's not, it's totally opposite. Moon in 10th house. Blind when dealing with the work, business. In spite of telling him, messaging him, he also said no. You go to hell. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to meet you. And I tried twice, thrice, then okay, no problem. If you want to behave that way, well and good. Because I am not at fault. You have been helping me, supporting me. Why should I have spoiled your business? So this has been done by this website fellow. Why you're blaming me because of this fellow? But he's not ready to listen. He's not ready to talk. So the second thought comes in my mind, moon in 10th house. Because I have seen his horoscope. Yes, insecurity. That I've already told. It's because they feel weak. Whenever we feel weak, we feel insecure. Yes, trust issues. And they get carried away. So very complicated position. One of the most complicated among all the 9 planets. Moon. The placement of moon. Because we live in emotions. We try to live in security. Because we feel that we are investing our physical energy, the energy of our experience, our financial sources. So we want that everything should go in our favor. And moon plays a trick. So I've narrated this story just to go deep about what is the behavior of these kind of people in moon in 10th house. Very insecure people. If you want to go close, don't talk about their business. That is the main thing. Let him live with the business. Don't get involved in that business with these people. That is the main thing. And they're emotionally connected with their colleagues, with their bosses. So when we are emotionally connected, then the drifting of emotions, the tides of emotions comes in picture. So you are annoyed with your boss, you fight with your boss, you fight with your colleagues, then you are okay again. That is the problem. So very complicated position. That is why then I could relate when in Red Book it is said, "Bhai, Kundali andhi hogi," because of moon in 10th house. And moon in 11th house. One is emotionally connected with his wishes, desires, emotions. Very touchy about his desires. So because of this, they want to hide their wishes. And one thing about moon, we don't want to open up about that house in front of everybody because of insecurity. So this fellow, no, one of this, the friend which I was talking about. So whenever we used to go to any place, I used to introduce him. See, this person, he is such a good in that particular field. He said, no, 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 don't introduce me this way. Just simply introduce me by my name. I was a bit surprised. What is wrong in introducing you with your profession? I was not convinced by him. But then I realized they want to hide their profession because of insecurity. So 11th house, we want to hide our wishes, desires, goals, achievements, so that let it first fulfill it. Then I will tell. So they hide their wishes, desires, goals, achievements, ambitions, and wait. And they get carried away with all the things related to 11th house. Moon in 12th house. Again, a complicated situation for moon. Why? Because all the things, the entertainment, celebration, enjoyment, relaxation, they want to get carried away. Anybody who has moon in 10th house, when they want to relax, they would like to switch off their phone. Sorry, 12th house, I'm sorry. Because 12th house is a house of relaxation. They don't want to be disturbed. Because that is your, वो दुखती रह गया ना वहां पे. Their weakness, their insecurity. So they are not reachable. Their phone is switched off. When they are in the relaxation mood, maybe even at night. Or they are carried away when somebody interrupt their enjoyment, entertainment, or the celebration. They feel very agitated. And because this is the house of seclusion, loneliness, emptiness, so the long distance inhabitant, the long distance living far off places. So these people, they hallucinate during daytime, a kind of hallucination, as if they emotionally want to get to certain place, a kind of daydreaming. That daydreaming is happening in this case. Vahmi is moon in 8th house. And then depend upon the zodiac sign it is placed in. In 8th house and 6th house. More of a 6th house. More of a 6th house. Because 8th house, they feel insecure about sudden happenings. A 6th house, they become vehmy. Because all the negative stuff is happening. So they create a sort of vehem ओ माय गॉड, ये खराब ना हो जाए, ये प्रॉब्लम ना आ जाए, ऑब्स्टेकल्स ना आ जाए, कोई मेरे काम में रोड़ा ना अटका दे. दे बिकम वहमी. And moon in 12th house, they are lost in their dreaming, and not a very comfortable position, because moon doesn't want to be alone. And one thing which I have experienced, and it may contradict with the astrology books, whenever moon is alone, is weak. Even 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 the degree is very good, the exaltation, zodiac sign, but moon alone is weak. Yeah, in the same house. So the loneliness is happening a lot in 12th house. So complicated position for moon. Is forced to live in a seclusion emotionally. His emotions are more into that, cut out from the outside world. You know, the 12th house is like a cutout from the outside world. दुनिया से कट आउट हो गया. That is 12th house. So these are the things about moon in all the 12 houses. Okay. So before we go with the Mars, we will start with the zodiac sign. Leo. Now again make a blank horoscope. Excuse me. Now in that blank horoscope, in the first house, you put number 5. The Leo ascendant. Okay, so it means when this child was born, Leo zodiac sign was rising at the eastern horizon of this planet Earth. So that is why this horoscope is been given to this person. So Leo ascendant. So first house, we know about first house, is about body, is about self, our ego, our personality, everything connected to our being. Clear? Now number 5 is placed. It means this person is carrying the energy of 5th house in first house. So you can make a kind of timetable or a division of 3-4 lines. So first you make the first house, and what other parts of first house? The Leo sign, and the other part fire element, and the lordship sun. First of all, first house, the energy of 5th house, the Leo sign, fire element, and the lordship sun. So now 5th house is about creativity. So creativity is happening in the energy of creativity is now going in the first house. So it means these people are very creative with their body. and dominatingly creative. Yesterday I was talking about my friend Aman, the owner of Basho Resort at Arambol taxi stand. He has Leo ascendant. He has also done the course from Paris. He stays in Paris, but 3-4 months he comes to Goa. He has that resort. His spouse is from Paris. In his resort, once he had a mind, let's make a swimming pool. So he himself dig the earth, make a big pit and store water in it. He himself, he has a good body, good physique, muscular body. So he himself dig that earth as per the dimension of a swimming pool and store that water just to make the swimming pool in his resort. He's using his body for the creativity. These people are like that. They are very creative with their body. And dominatingly, he himself alone. Because of sun, domination. First child, 5th house. He has a small baby girl. Whenever I visit the resort, 95% he is carrying that small girl in his arms every time, playing with him, physically holding him. So these people are very physically creative with their first child. So I can well see what is happening. When I say everything is fixed, so it means that when we are born in certain zodiac sign, certain ascendant, we are supposed to behave that way only. We cannot move other ways. If we are born in Gemini ascendant, we cannot behave like an Leo ascendant. So in this way, everything is fixed. All Leo ascendant globally in this whole planet Earth will behave the same way in a broader sense. But if you talk about planets and other things, that's a deeper part. But in a broader sense, they will behave the same way. They would be creative physically. And the 5th house, the house of relations and friends. So this person is physically involved with the friends. Physically means he would like to play with them, get involved in certain activities, sports. Yes. Not only physically present, dominantly. A kind of dominance is also there. And whenever they are involved in any kind of speculative business, their whole being, the whole self is at stake. Their whole self, the ego is at stake. Depending upon other planet position. If Mercury is very good, Okay, and fifth house has certain planets which illuminates. Okay, then it depends. So these are the broader this is a broader picture of Leo ascendant, first house. Okay, and the fire element. They are physically very motivated. They want to change their self with full of excitement, domination. So we had a chat sometimes. He said that I am feeling very depressed, I'm feeling very lonely. So, but a few days before, I've started doing push ups and chin ups, jogging and running, you know, to come out creatively because they are very dominantly physically active because of fire elements. They want to burn away the parts, the something related, the impurities of their first house, their body. They want to burn away the bad things about their body creatively. So they get involved in certain yoga sessions. So this person, Aman, he's a yoga teacher also. Again, using body to for the creativity. Clear? Now let's move to the second house of Leo ascendant. That is number 6. What is second house? Second house is all about our family lineage, our voice, our vocal cord, our food eating habits, our face, all the things. So the energy of sixth house is coming in second house. First of all, what is six? Six is a Virgo, earth element, practical, grounded. So these Leo ascendant people, and the second house is the house which we value the most. So these people, they are very practical, grounded when dealing with the stuff of second house. And they are dealing with their family matters because of earth elements. But all kinds of negativity, problems, obstacles, enemies, they create trouble in the second house because the energy of sixth is coming in second. Now, right here in the second house is where he is raised and brought up. Maternal. Where he is his mother and father, sasural uska. Sorry, Micah. Micah, I'm sorry. Micah. So that part is always in problems. So this fellow, which I was sharing about, he when he comes to India, first he has to go to his native place, in his village. जरा वो कुछ खेत वेत का कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया, वहाँ पे कुछ प्रॉपरली मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा, कुछ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की प्रॉब्लम, फादर को चोट लग गई, है ना. All kinds of issues and problems are happening in the second house. But because of earth element, number 6, earth element, Virgo, he is very practical in clearing it and solving it. So the problems related to his food eating habits. So through some eating stuff, or maybe by mistake, he happens to eat that kind of meal which creates a trouble. Second house, food eating habit. Face, some pimple or some mark, some problem on the face. Sometimes any kind of thing happens. Okay, and vocal cord. You know, but he is trying to solve it because of practical. But the problem is there, and problems are always there. It will remain there because number 6 is there. So these people are very negative when dealing with the second house trait. A kind of negative aura is spread or prevalent when they are dealing with the second house. Every time. The things are so fixed. Second house of all Leo ascendant people. So let's move to the third house. Libra. Third house, the energy of 7th is coming in third. What is third house? Third house is about our communication, our conversation, all kind of network marketing, brother and sister, daring. Okay. Now the energy of 7th house is coming in third house. It means the spouse or the other person plays a very important role in their social networking business. The spouse, they are very close, she or he very closely in conversation, communication with the brothers and sisters of this fellow. Or they are involved, always involved in the communication with the spouse. Because number 7 is coming in third. And some kind of daring communication. The spouse could be daring, always ready to take risk. And I have seen in this case, his spouse is French, so she is doing all sort of networking, marketing, because he teaches yoga. So all kind of marketing and advertisement is happening through the spouse. This fellow is a sadhu. He's not much involved in technically involved in. He's more into physical. He's that kind of built. He's physical, more of physically active. So, but the spouse is involved. He has 2 brothers, who take care of the resort in his absence. So he's involved, even his spouse is involved with his brothers and sisters in kind of communication, in concerning business, what is happening in the resort, whatever. And this fellow, this Leo ascendant people, they try to create a balance in third house, balance between the relationship of brothers, because number 7 is Libra, is a balance. And they also, Leo ascendant person, enjoy talking, communicating, and conversation with their brothers because of Venus. Very romantic relationship or glamorous relationship with brothers and sisters. Okay. And again, the short distance travel. Spouse could be involved in purchasing little bit of things in the market. So she is involved, or he or she is involved in short distance travel, traveling here and there. But the Libra element is air, right? So it means whatever is happening in third house, it's all in the air. No groundedness, no practical approach. So all kind of communication, conversation doesn't give the required result. But things has to be grounded, right? Connected to the earth, practical. So there is no practical approach in the communication, in conversation, because it's in air. It's more of a philosophizing the things. We will do that, we will do this. So this leads to sometime frustration, but less frustration because the ownership is of Venus. So they enjoy, but the result is not practical. Majority of the portion is all in air. Let's move ahead. And these people, when they communicate, they are very soft. That communication is motivated by planet Venus. Very balanced communication. Because of Venus, the lordship of Venus. If you would like to talk with these people, you will feel good. Your ears will feel good. Okay, yeah, he's speaking very soft, politely. He's not arrogant. His body is very muscular, but he speaks very softly. He enjoys that communication. He enjoys talking with others. Because wherever Venus is there, the enjoyment, that flavor has to come. So these people enjoy talking, communicating in conversation with other people, with the spouse, with their brother and sister. Now let's move to the fourth house. Number 8. All the trauma, the hurricane, and the sudden happening, all the mishappening, all the darkness, all the traits of 8th house is coming in 4th house. These people never invite you at their home because their home is very complex. I most of the time I visit this person resort only. He stays outside, but I've never visited his home. Neither he is in favor of inviting, because the home has number 8. The dwelling place is in chaos. Water element. But water element, very disturbed water element in 4th house. The energy of 4th house is very disturbed for Leo ascendant people. Mother must have lived a very complicated life. 4th house is the house of mother. May have passed at the very early age, or if survived a very complicated, any very insecure life. Or there are many possibilities, Mother could be in the field of hypnotism, occult science, in research work. Or mother is involved with his in-laws, because 8th house is a house of in-laws. Mother is involved in the treasure of his spouse, the earning of his spouse, saving of his spouse, his in-laws, because 8th house is the in-laws of Leo. So it is coming in 4th house. 4th house, a house of mother. Very complicated, even the vehicle, in a very complicated situation. I've seen his bullet standing outside the basho in a very weird and complicated situation, as if only as a symbol of antique piece. Yes, yeah, the 4th house a vehicle. So yes, that could be the reason, because 4th house a house of vehicle, and the energy of 8th house is coming in 4th house. So that kind of insecurity in all the aspects of 4th house is coming. And they don't want to stay in the house more time, because of insecurity, complications. Unless and until you are a meditator, then you will go deep. And there are many things depending upon the position of moon, depending upon the position of Mars, and the planet sitting in 8th house, planet sitting in 4th house. There are many factors. But this is in general happening with all Leo ascendant people. They don't want to talk about their residence, about their home, because 8th house is a house of secrets, hidden. 8th house is the house of secrets. You don't want to disclose about 8th house. You want to hide it. Or they don't want to talk about their mother, The relationship about with the mother could be like that they don't want to talk about it. They want to hide all the things related to fourth house, and they want to suppress their feelings and emotions. Fourth house, huh? That all the feelings and emotions are being suppressed, are being hidden, so that nobody could see. Sometimes I have observed, when I talk, I go deep into the eyes of other person. I don't do that very formal talks. I penetrate into the eyes of other person, and I talk in totality. So I am recalling that sometime when I used to narrate any incident or anything, this person has his eyes, his face, his personality reflects a certain kind of emotions, but he hide it. He don't want to show it. And this is very obvious, very natural because of Leo ascendant. By simply understanding the ascendant, we can understand a lot about that person. Because certain things are fixed. The most negative portion, second house. The strongest portion, wherever the Leo sign comes, wherever, whatever I'm saying, you'll not find in any books. Wherever the Leo sign comes, that house is our strongest house. That is the strongest aspect of your life. And the dominance is happening very naturally. This is my research work. This is my experiments. And I can bet on that. Bet with any astrologer. So, the strongest part of these people are first house. When they physically interact with somebody, they are like a kings. So, I've given him consultation. So, I have told him, whenever you are in problem, doesn't matter about Dasha, Mahadasha, whatever the time period could be, don't talk over the phone. Upfrontly, interact with that situation or that person physically. Yes, because that is the strongest aspect, the strongest part of his horoscope. If you upfrontly, because physically you are available, then you are the strongest. Then there's a 99% possibility that your work would be done. No problem. They are dominant. They are very strong in solving issues, problems, obstacles. They are very strong. Whatever the problem could be, they are very strong. They are like kings in solving it. So now after fourth, it comes fifth house. Fifth house is 9. We'll take a break. Okay. Then we'll come with fifth house. Okay. Okay, so we have proceeded with the fifth house. In fifth house, they have number 9. Am I audible? So fifth house, number 9. So yeah, the energy of ninth house is coming in fifth house. Their first child, very idealistic, or very idealistic relationship with the first child, full of good qualities, positivity, optimistic. Their relationship with the friends are very idealistic relationship, and they opt for idealistic friends or religious friends which have positive aura. They have an attitude of worshipping their friends. Their friends are gurus for them. They learn from their friends. Their creative expression is very idealistic. Fifth house is friends, relationship. 11th house is a business network. All the relationship is fifth house. They have a very idealistic approach, or whenever they are interacting with friends, a kind of preaching is going on. Either friends are preaching him or he is preaching friends, giving shiksha, teachings, giving gyan. The relationship with the friends is a kind of exchange of gyan, knowledge. He has a lot of respect for me, that he even has done that course from Paris itself. So whenever I visit his place, lot of respect. So that lot of respect is because of number 9. Now we respect our gurus. We respect the person who is like a teacher for us. So all kind of and these people, they happen to travel long distance with their friends or relations. Ninth house, long distance travel. Energy of ninth house is coming in fifth. Fire element. So they are very energetic, aggressive, even in changing the friends. For example, if anybody is drunkard or chain smoker into certain habit of bad habits, they want to change it aggressively because of fire element. They want to burn away the bad qualities. And that everything is happening in a very aggressive and motivated way because of fire element. Fire wants to burn away bad things so that new things, pure things comes in picture. So whenever I am interacting with him, he is talking about certain friends. I've been giving gyan, leave all these bad habits. Live a simple life, you know, exercise daily and do meditation, have good food. So these kind of talks, idealistic talks being exchanged with the relations, with their friends. And they want their child should be like that only. Very idealistic. And they want their children, the first child, should have a knowledge of all scriptures, religious books. Because number 9, all the energy of 9th house is now playing its role in 5th house. Interacting with friends, good friends, interacting with their child is like going to a temple. For them, 5th house is the house of temple. Now, when you see these Leo people, the things you will start observing in a very different angle. More penetrately, you will start observing. You must have friends, Leo ascendant. So their behavior, very idealistic behavior. When they talk, when they interact, they're not talking bullshit. No? Ah. Ah. Yes. Yes. They want to change it. They want to change it. There are two zodiac signs, Sagittarius and Pisces. Both the lordship is Jupiter. One, which is Sagittarius, the element is fire, and the Pisces element is water. The lordship is Jupiter, but there is a big difference. In case of Sagittarius, they not only want to preach, they want to change other people, because they speak in a way, they are involved in a conversation in a way so that other person should change. Because of fire, the aggression is there. Fire element, that motivation, that force is there. They want to change for the better cause. But in case of Pisces, they are also into preaching, but their preaching is more of a neutral gear. Water element, neutral gear. So they are preaching, they are saying good things, but they are not creating a compulsion of changing anybody. See, this is good, I follow it. No, it is you to follow it or not. They are not adding trust or force to change anybody. But Sagittarius, they want to change it because of fire element. That warmth, one could feel the warmth in these. That is a big difference. So Leo ascendant in 6th house. Number 10. The energy of 10th house is coming in 6th house. While dealing with the problems, obstacles, physical issues, mental issues, they mean business. They are very grounded, very practical, very professional. If something bad, some problem comes, they are not going to postpone it. They want to do something, and their approach is very grounded, practical, result oriented. If anybody is creating problem, they will go and just speak to this fellow. Oh, what is the problem? What is the reason? Why you're doing this? So because of that practical approach, the enemies cannot do anything. I still remember the same person in that parking area, no, that Arambol taxi stand. Whenever we crosses that taxi stand area and moves toward Basho, these taxi stand people, they charge parking charge every day now and then. We are, for example, we are 2 months there, so every day we cannot pay. So few people has spoken about this problem with this Mr. Aman. So he upfrontly met those parking people. What is the issue? Why you are doing this? He said that I can make these people to park outside. But those people who are coming regularly, at least do not charge these people. Because if you are doing it, then I will tell my visitor, don't come with a vehicle. So you will not be getting any business from me. Because only few people are coming on the daily basis because for 1 month or 2 months, most of the time people go to Goa for 2 days or 3 days. So in that case they can charge. Not to those people who are staying there for 1 month, 2 months. So he upfrontly speak with those localites of Goa. Now, if you are going to do this, so I will tell that go and park somewhere outside and come walking. So whatever the business you are getting from me, you will not get it. Very practical approach, because these parking people are creating problem. So then and there issue resolved. So 100 times I visit the place, now they are now asking for the parking fees. So these people are very professional when dealing with the negative issues, physical issues, mental issues, or any sort of obstacles and problems. The energy of 10th house is coming in 6th house. And again, they also apply politics in dealing with certain problems. Because 10th house is also the house of politics. The law of jungle is prevalent in 10th house. So that is why sometimes they apply the political games. But that is the requirement of the time. They are a bit diplomatic when dealing with certain issues. Seventh house. Aquarius. The spouse. Partnership. So the energy of 11th house is coming in 7th house. It means these people, their spouse are over ambitious. dreamers, always into fulfilling his or her desires, dreams, goals, achievements. The spouse, yes, because now we are in the house of spouse, but the energy of 11th house is coming in 7th. So the spouse is very over ambitious, always want to fulfill their wishes, desires, dreams, or to get the idealistic spouse of their liking could be their wish. Spouse 11. To get the perfect spouse, that could be their desire, their goal. One of the client in Delhi, this fellow also has Leo ascendant, so every now and then he's sending me the horoscope of girls to choose the best partner of his liking, 11th house. So that could be their wish, the spouse of their liking, a perfect idealistic spouse. That could be the reason. But they are frustrated in this aspect. Why? Because of air element. Their practical approach is zero. They are all in air. Even the effort, because the lordship is Saturn, the effort is not in totality. They have a scientific approach because of Aquarius sign, but the effort is not very practical, not very grounded. So they have to adjust. तो कहते हैं ना कि भैया बीवी या हस्बैंड कैसा भी हो, भैया कुछ ना कुछ तो खामियां होंगी ही, अंगूर खट्टे हैं, कोई ना कोई तो प्रॉब्लम होगा ही. That kind of they start adjusting, compromising. But the problem is there. The spouse is over ambitious. And this really hurt these people, that they want that maybe if that kind of girl could have been my spouse, and my life would have been different. You know? So they are always wishing their partner or the person whom they are interacting of their liking, of their imaginations. But they are not doing anything much. It's not grounded. So that is the area of frustration. Let's move to another house, house number 8. That is the 12. Yes. So the energy of 12th house is coming in 8th house. All the celebration, enjoyment, entertainment is happening in secrecy. They are more into hiding those things. They are not doing it openly. They are not inviting everybody. Because they, 8th house is a house of secrets, hidden. Even if they want to donate anything, spend anything, they don't want to tell anybody openly. They donate हो कि दाएं हाथ से काम करो, बाएं हाथ को पता ना चले. गुप्त दान. They believe in that. Even the expenditure, spending money, they are not showing it openly. And their peace of mind, their relaxation is always in doldrum, because 12th house is the house of peace, relaxation, and now it is coming in 8th house. The original house of Scorpio, where the water is in chaos. But here the water element, so it means, the Scorpio is the most relaxed form of water. Pisces. So in this house, they compromise, they are very relaxed, they are a bit comfortable, but in spite of that, there is a chaos, because the nature of 8th house is not very certain. Unpredictable. 12th house is a house of our subconscious mind. So deep down their subconscious mind, they carry a fear. That fear, that unknown fear is there. And 12th house, a house of enjoyment, entertainment. So they want to enjoy the traits of 8th house. First of all, they want to do whatever happening on 8th house in seclusion, in secrecy, hiding from others. But they also want to enjoy it. For example, they want to enjoy astrology. They want to enjoy occult science. 12th house, a house of entertainment. And they want to enjoy most of the time, not during daytime, night time. 8th house, a house of darkness. They have a very entertaining relationship with their in-laws. Even the treasure or the saving of their spouse could also add to their enjoyment. So it's very clearly visible, all the things of 12th house is now coming in 8th house. And now it is happening as per the rules and regulation of 8th house. All the things of 12th house. Meditating in the darkness. Sitting silently in the darkness. Enjoying the darkness. Let's move to house number 9. So that is number 1. Aries. And again, see, the lordship is Jupiter, the 8th house. Again, the preaching and getting knowledge or sharing gyan of 8th house is also there. Sharing gyan with their in-laws. And one thing more, the second house, 8th house, the house of the treasure of the spouse. And the treasure of the spouse and the things which spouse values the most. So 12. So spouse values detachment of these people, entertainment, celebration, going to the parties, donation, all the things of 12th house is being downloaded in 8th house. 8th house shows us the things which our spouse values the most. Now the 9th house. 9th house, Aries. So their ideology, their philosophy, their religion is their ego. Their guru is their ego. Or they are very much connected physically, personally, with their gurus, with their religion, higher philosophy, higher ideology. Or they are very much physically very active when they are involved in long distance travel. They prepare themselves physically. And their whatever is happening in 9th house, their ego is at stake. Their self-image, their characterization is at stake in 9th house. So when I was there in Goa, so we performed certain remedy. I've given him some remedy based on planet Mercury. So there were 2-3 other people. So it was to be performed during night time. So I was guiding. I was giving him all the instructions. So he was also involved in that remedy, that custom. Where the mud pot has to be placed in front of him, and then yellow shells has to be burned in the heat of charcoal with the presence of ghee, camphor, and that was the remedy of Mercury. So everybody was doing this remedy. I was guiding them. So I was observing this fellow, Mr. Aman. He was very much physically involved in performing that remedy in comparison to other people. Very much physically involved, as if he is totally into that, because that is a ritual. 9th house is a house of rituals, something related to religion. So this fellow was physically involved in performing that ritual. This is their way. You can easily observe there that he is physical, totally, each and every body, the thread of his body is involved in that. Even when he is involved in certain kind of puja based on any kind of tradition, or for example, if they start certain group, yoga group, so before that they perform certain yagya havan. So if you could watch this person, anybody who has Leo ascendant, they are very much physically involved, not mentally present only, very much physically involved in that ritual. And their ego is at stake. Very, very egoistic. जब गुरु की बात आती है ना तो ईगो एक्टिवेट हो जाता है, जब धर्म की बात आती है तो ईगो एक्टिवेट हो जाता है. ये हमारे धर्म को कुछ मत कहना, ठीक है, तुम्हारा धर्म अपनी तरफ ठीक है, लेकिन ये हमारी ईगो का सवाल है, अहंकार का सवाल है. सो दे बिकम वेरी इगोइस्टिक and dealing with their religion. फिर वो पक्के हिंदू या पक्के मुसलमान हो जाएंगे, या पक्के सिख हो जाएंगे, पक्के क्रिश्चियन हो जाएंगे. Got it? Number 2 is coming in 10th house, Taurus. So the energy of 2nd house is coming in 10th house. You know, the 9th house, again the fire element has come. So they are very aggressively, the very raw form of fire, Aries, raw form of fire. So they are very determinedly, aggressively involved with the 9th house because of fire element. They want to change it, and they could be very physical in going for a change. There's a difference of number 9, 5 and 1, all the fire elements. That number 1 is very raw one. So the 10th house, the lord of the 2nd house energy is coming in 10th. It means when they are at work, first of all, they create an atmosphere where something or the other is involved in eating stuff, or they take a break and they have, let's enjoy tea and have a coffee and take biscuits, and their family, the family where they are raised and brought up, are involved in their business. The energy of 2nd house. And they invest their saving in their business. And if you could observe these people very minutely at their workplace, the prominent part, which is the most active one, is their face when they are at workplace. Now, because of 2nd house. And their vocal cord, they are continuously using their vocal cord, giving instruction to somebody here and there. Come here, oh Raju, idhar aa, ye kar, wo kar. whenever I used to visit, even when he is busy at his work in the resort, he, oh no, chai aane do, अलग पकौड़े आने दो, अलग पराठा, चलो खाओ, खा पी के जाओ आप. That kind of the second house, the energy of second house in 10th house. They do not let anybody go without having that nashta pani. And earth element. Very practical approach when at work. Venus, they enjoy being at work. They enjoy. And they are very solid, very much, fixed, consistent, like a bull, standing erect at their workplace. Whatever could be the circumstances, they are not going to move here and there. They will face all kind of odd situations at workplace. So practical approach, earth element, very much grounded, down to earth, and enjoyment. They enjoy because of Venus. Clear? 11th house. Number 3. So, third house energy is involved in 11th house. They talk about their wishes, their desires. Their wishes, their desires, their goals, their achievements is the part of their communication. And they are very daring when they have to fulfill their wishes. They are ready to take risk to fulfill their desire, wishes. And their brothers and sisters are involved in fulfilling their wishes, desires. In this case, the case of Aman, his 2 younger brothers are taking care of the resort in his absence. So, and they are always part of his dreams and wishes. With their help, he was able to open up the resort there in Goa. So brothers and sisters are involved in fulfilling their wishes and desires or achieving the goals. These people, the lordship is Mercury. They always think, plan, analyze about their wishes, their desires, their goals, achievements. They are always in communicating with their network, business network. But air element, the practical approach is not sufficient in order to fulfill their desires or wishes or goals. So they most of the time talk only. The approach is not grounded. There is no earth element. So in order to fulfill their wishes, they have to wait for a very long time. Because practical approach is very less, minimum. Because of air element, they are philosophizing, talking and talking. Clear? The last house, 12th house of Leo ascendant, is Cancer. That is their weakness. Connected to the 4th house of emotions, feelings, sentiments. They tend to get carried away. They want nobody should disturb them. Sometimes they are into donating money and which create disbalance in their savings. Twelfth house, a house of relaxation, in doldrum, very upside down, like tides of an ocean. They are very touchy about that, you know. The case I have told about the moon in 12th house, the same kind of scenario. Most of the time in the afternoon, after lunch time, if somebody call these people, their phone is either on flight mode or switch off. It means they are taking a nap, afternoon nap. So they don't want to get disturbed. Emotionally connected with the 12th house. The celebration, the enjoyment. And dealing with the expenditure. So out of motherly feeling, they donate money. They spend. But because of 4th house and the lordship moon, a kind of insecurity is always there, that we might spend more than our budget. So if we disturb these people in their celebration, in their enjoyment, in their parties, they are the most pissed off people. They don't want to get disturbed because they are emotionally connected. They are emotionally blind towards that house. Again, the energy of 4th is coming in 12th house. They are a bit detached with their vehicle. Detached with their mother. Or if it is involved, if she is present, then a kind of very enjoyment, entertaining relationship with the mother. But this thing is very sure that they are, this is the weakness of the Leo ascendant people. In this house they are weakest. So we have done with all the 12 houses of Leo ascendant people. And they are bound to behave that way. They cannot behave like Scorpio or Aries or Gemini. Any doubt? Any question? So you have listened it, you have been noting down. Slowly it will go inside your system, and over the period of time, then you will start analyzing. You will behave, you start observing in a very different way. It will take time. Now we will do the last part, the Mars in all the 12 houses. Mars, the only Gunda among all the 9 planets. The Gunda we say goon in English, I think. वो एक कहावत है ना कि इत्थे तेरी नहीं इत्थे मेरी चलनी है, पंजाबी में बोलते हैं कि यहाँ तेरी नहीं यहाँ मेरी चलेगी. That is the philosophy. And Mars wherever sits, it forcibly creates a bossy atmosphere. Always ready to accept challenge, physical fight, determination. Very aggressive planet, you know, but full of determination. Wherever Mars sits, a kind of determination aura or determination atmosphere is created. You know, I've said this before also, these Mars people, these are the salt of Earth. Anybody has strong Mars in the horoscope, in the center, the Kendras, first, 4th, 7th and 10th, they are very strong Mars. They are the salt of Earth. Always ready to do. Mars in first house, physically ready to accept any kind of challenge. Let's go to Vaishno Devi barefooted. Barefooted. There's a construction work going on in Pune, where I stay. Second, third, fourth floor. The contractor who is involved in this construction work, he has been walking. He comes from a diggy area from Pune. It's quite far from Mundwa. I stay in the beginning of Mundwa. You can say Upper Koregaon Park. So for last 6 months, this person has taken a resolution to remain barefooted. The construction part, the top floors, is full of nails, and that blanket, wooden pieces. In spite of that, he is not wearing slippers. He has certain resolution maybe, because these people they are accepting the challenge of with their body. अपने body के साथ जिदबाजी. I've not seen his horoscope. So they are very dominating people. They are forcing domination on their body. Physically ready to fight. First house, Mars. Anything happens to their ego, always ready to fight. Because first house is our ego, our self-image. Second house, Mars. Again, they have a very aggressive approach towards their food eating habits. With their savings, if there is a disbalance in their savings, they will starve to create a balance. Anyhow, they want to win. Their determination is very broadly seen. All the things, savings, food eating habits. For example, if they visit their restaurant, and they order something, and manager or the waiter is taking time to deliver their order, they become very aggressive. For last 15 minutes I've been ordering and you people are not serving me. Start shouting. Vocal cord, loud. Mars in second house. They burst out anger quickly. And there is second house, a house of lineage, right? There is always quarrel happening in their family lineage. Always quarrel, or quickly happens. Because the fire element is agitated. Their face, red face, or becomes red very easily. There is a difference between Mars and Sun. Sun, kingly face, and Mars, red face. Mars in third house. They get involved in arguments very quickly. Because, Mars wants to, यहाँ पर मेरी ही चलेगी. They want to prove themselves right logically in conversation, communication. So they happen to get involved in arguments very quickly. They want to prove themselves that they are right. And that arguments and proving themselves right is very full of aggressiveness. And third house is daring. They are very daring people. There is a possibility of quarrel with their brothers and sisters. Or they are ready to fight for their brothers and sisters. How dare you say bad words to my brother? I will kill you. They are ready to fight with brothers and sisters or for brothers and sisters. Again, I can kill you if you say something bad. If you touch my brother, I will kill you. That kind of attitude. Mars in fourth house. Fourth house. Debilitated. You know why? वो कहते हैं ना, एक तो करेला ऊपर से नीम चढ़ा. First of all, the fourth house is already the house of emotions, feeling, which is like a graph and this and that, and Mars riding on it means if something bad happens of emotions, they feel insulted. Somebody ignore themselves, their feelings, their emotion. Anybody create a puncture in their feelings and emotions, they burst out. So there is always quarrel at home. They want to remain a boss at home. Possibility of quarrel with a mother. Very aggressive and determined approach towards their vehicle. So here the Mars is energy is being misused here. So Mars is not comfortable because every time he is into that high BP. High blood pressure could be the problem in this case. But then depends upon the sign Mars is placed. Okay. Mars in 5th house. Again. Fight with their first child or fight for their first child. For and against both. Very violent in their creativity. If they are involved in certain sketch or any kind of creativity, if something bad happens, oh my God, they will set whole thing on fire. They will demolish everything. They will fight for their friends or fight with friends. Anybody who has Mars in 5th house, please do not say anything wrong about their first child. They will kill you. Because they are very agitated. They don't think twice. Full of determination. The son or the daughter could be full of determination. Very energetic. Son or daughter. Very energetic. Full of aggression. Positively and negatively, both sides. It could be utilized positively also. Okay? And again, the Mars in 5th house also, that speculative business. Very aggressive approach towards speculative business. Lottery and share market and all that. They invest a lot of energy in that particular sector. And always ready to accept challenges. Mars in 6th house. Not bad, good placement, because they are fighting with physical problem, mental problem, enemies. Always have a tug of war with enemies. Fighting approach. Fight to get rid of problems. Physical problem, mental problem, or just want to uproot the enemy. To kill the enemy. Or defeat the enemy. So, not a bad placement. Mars in 7th house. Again, could be a complicated, because either they are fighting with their spouse or fighting for their spouse. You know, मेरे पति और मेरी पत्नी को कुछ मत कहना, उसको तुम डिस्कशन में लाओ ही मत. So both could be the case. Fighting for the relationship with the spouse become very aggressive, very energetic, determined, determination for their spouse. The spouse is in problem, they are determined to solve the problem of the spouse, because the Lord is Venus and the house is of spouse. So they anyhow they will do hook or crook. They will do that my spouse should be out of the problem. And nobody should say anything bad about my spouse. I can kill that fellow. Look, that kind of approach, very aggressive approach. That is sometimes favorable also. You know? Because they are acting like a bodyguard between the world and their spouse. They're ready. Mars is always ready with a sword in his hand wherever he sits. जो नंगी तलवार लेके खड़े रहते हैं, मार्स जिस घर में भी हो. उसकी अपनी ब्यूटी है. It's not always negative. It has a beauty in it. Now the Mars first house, they are very energetic people. If you could watch them, see their aura, very positive aura. छोटे बच्चे जो गुस्सा करते हैं कितने सुंदर लगते हैं, पूरा गुस्सा ही हो जाते हैं. You don't have the second thought कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, क्या देखेंगे, क्या बोलेंगे. तो Mars are like that. So they have a possibility of quarrel with their business partner also. Mars in 8th house. Again, this is a complicated position if we are not able to control the energy of Mars. Why? Because the 8th house is a very unpredictable house, very hidden, full of secrets. So if they want to fight and win in this house, they might go mad. क्योंकि वहां पर ऐसी ताकतें हैं, ऐसी एनर्जीज हैं which is not in the grip of human mind. 8th house. वहां तो केतु और सैटर्न और सन और इवन जुपिटर is quite comfortable. लेकिन मार्स तो झगड़े वाले एटीट्यूड से रहता है हमेशा कि मैं जीत लूंगा. सो दे वांट टू मास्टर द स्किल्स ऑफ ऑकल्ट साइंस. यह है क्या, मैं करके दिखाता हूँ. आई कैन बी अ मैजिशियन. Because that win attitude, that kind of win attitude is there. So this may leads to a trouble. 8th house is the house of physical intimacy with the spouse. So they want to dominate. So that could be a problem. If the spouse is ready or not, they want to forcefully dominate in that sector. They want to dominate the treasure of the spouse. The relationship with their in-laws could be quarrelsome. There could be a fight with the in-laws. They fight with darkness, with unknown things. So there is a possibility of accidents in 8th house with Mars. Because they are very ferocious, they are always on toes, they are not very slow, relaxed. And the 8th house is already very unpredictable. No? Sudden things are happening. It's the house of accidents. And if you are not aware, relax, let go, so there is a possibility of getting hurt. So these people need to be very aware when they are driving vehicle. Okay. Any kind of activities they are involved in with the 8th house. So because the possibility of accident enhances in 8th house. Again, they might fight with in-laws or fight for in-laws. For and against. Both ways. Mars in 9th house. Again, aggressive approach towards their gurus, philosophy, ideology, long distance travel. Very aggressive approach. They will fight with their gurus or fight for their gurus. Fight about their ideology for and against both. Very aggressive approach when dealing with long distance travel. As if they are going on a war. That kind of approach with Mars in 9th house. This is not an enjoyable trip for them. They are always in their mindset of challenge and determination. So the long distance, I was in Goa and one student, he attended my course. He himself has told me that he was in Chennai. So from Chennai, along with his friends, they went to Punjab. They drive car for 3,000 kilometers and they came back. Now they have a plan to drive a car from India to London. Mars in 9th house. So that aggression and that accepting challenges. Every horoscope teaches me something. So he is ready to accept challenge. Said that you are right. So I have driven the car for 3,000 kilometers. Their approach is like that. And they are fighting with their gurus or for and against both way. Fighting with for their ideology that I think this way and it has to be done that way, this way only. Because they are carrying sword. Mars in 10th house, the best placement. Why? Because 10th house is a house of battlefield. There the Mars energy is required. Because everybody The fittest, the survival in 10th house. Everybody is running after their profit, gains, want to make money. So Mars is very happy. He's fighting with his colleagues, with his competitors, with his bosses. But fight with a boss could be a challenge. So that could be a problem with the bosses. But this has become their second nature. Fight. And they are, the colleagues are there, many co-workers. So they are fighting with them or for them. So because of which this person happens to make many friends. Union leader, Mars in 10th house, union leader. So he is anybody who has Mars in 10th house is never short of friends. And all friends are ready to come. Just a short missed call. Everybody is ready to come and help these guys. That is why it is said Mars is exalted in 10th house. And one is supposed to be in a fighting spirit. Whoever has Mars in 10th house. He cannot be soft and doing adjustment. No. Whenever I see horoscope, if I see somewhere Mars is being affected by 10th house, hey, what are you doing? You have to be samurai at your workplace. Only then you will succeed. We are not moving as per the energy of planets. That is the problem in our life. We need to understand the energy of planets in our particular house. We need to synchronize with that energy. Existence has certain plan in our life. Under the influence of society, parents, or books and all that, we are moving in a very distorted way. Not as per the energy of planets. Mars in 11th house. Wishes, desires, goals, achievements. Lot of determination. He wants to fulfill it. Hook or crook. Always fighting for his wishes, desires, goals, achievements. And they happen to fulfill it. It might take time. I still remember I used to think certain way 20 years before. I used to imagine I want to live life that way, this way. Things were not working. My Mars is in 11th house. So I have been fighting. I won the race. So I am living the life which I have been wishing in the past. So their wishes, their dreams are the battlefield. Is it clear? But then this is also a complicated position, because one who is fighting for wishes, desires, and so if anybody create problem in their way, so he is getting annoyed. He will fight with that fellow who is not supporting to fulfill his wishes. That could be the problem. Mars in 12th house. These people try to dominate in the area of entertainment, celebration, enjoyment, The quarrel could happen in the parties. So these are the people who there is a possibility of going to jail because of a quarrel in party. Physical fight. And if they arrange the party, these people, Mars in 12th house, they want to do it as per their own terms and condition, They're fighting with isolation. A very aggressive approach toward donations, expenditure, all the spares, a very aggressive approach. As I've told that Mars in 12th house, they act like a gunda in that house. Once my mother-in-law arranged a party for my daughter. That 18th birthday party. So she arranged everything. All the guests gathered and everybody, the cake was there, beautiful cake and everything. But she is not letting that cake cut after the party. Let everybody have their meals after the party. Mars in 12th house. What happened? Everybody went away. Few people left for the cake cutting ceremony. Mars, वो कहते यहाँ पे मेरी ही चलनी है. They're very aggressive approach. My mother-in-law, she is in general, the whole day she is speaking. She speaks a lot. Okay, never silent, always on phone and not at all at peace. But she attended Vipassana for 21 days. Vipassana, 21 days without phone, without speaking. Mars, they are ready to accept the challenge. Anybody who is speaking whole day and always carrying his mobile, even in his washroom, totally against. Just to challenge, I can stay without phone. I can stay without speaking a word. 21 days. So Mars, even they are living in isolation, there's a kind of challenge is there. They are fulfilling certain determination. अपनी चलाने की कोशिश करता है मार्स, जिस भी घर में होता है. ये मार्स की नेचर है. ठीक है. Now we are done with this Vedic Astrology Foundation course level 1. Okay. So tomorrow, maybe today only, you send me your email ID also. I will send across your certificate, and tomorrow the same time we'll do the consultation. Okay. Yes, no problem. Okay. So I will send you few links. That Google account link based in Goa, and I will send you the certificate also. If you could get that print out and just click one pic, selfie image, and mail me back. And what other thing? Yes, one small video clip. with the certificate or without the certificate, simply just relax the way you are sitting right now. Whatever you have felt with this course and what you want others, why this course is, sorry, yeah, within 30-40 seconds, whatever you are comfortable. So why this course is good for others also, others to join, and how you find the astrology before this course and astrology after this course. Your mindset has changed. All things, whatever your experience is based on this course. Okay, so I will send you few links so you can just open it and just send me the video and all that. And when you are free, you can contact me for the consultation. And send me the mail also, your email ID. Okay. Okay. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. Great, great. Definitely. Yes, yes. I will regularly intimate you whatever the performance we are going through in Pune, and if I am Goa, I will intimate you. Probably by the end of December, we will go to Goa. Yes, yes, yes. I also enjoyed your company. Thank you so much. Bye.